So you're thinking about going to Comic-Con in San Diego, but you don't even know where to start. Well, I'm here to help you with everything you need to know about going to Comic-Con in San Diego. My name is Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty Group. I'm your guide to living in San Diego. I'm one of those few born and raised San Diegans that have lived here for 40 plus years of my life, and I want to share all of my experience with you so that you can decide if living in San Diego is going to be the right place for you. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, let YouTube know you enjoyed it. If you have some questions, throw them in the comment section down below. And if you want more of the content, hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. With that said, let's dive into it. So my team put this together. Full disclosure, I used to go to Comic-Con when I was much younger. I used to play Magic the Gathering, used to be into all the comics and everything. And Comic-Con has changed a lot in the recent years. So my team is at Comic-Con every single year, and so they give me a lot of fun tips. So I'm going to share some of the things that I know from when I used to go, and my team who's still going every single year, some of the tips that they gave me as well. So first up, getting into Comic-Con. That's probably the hardest part, right? It sells out extremely quickly, and you got to have a badge if you want to get in. So how do you get a badge? Well, one of the best tips is to make sure that you get signed up for a member ID before tickets get released. Because when tickets get released and you log in to grab your tickets, if you don't have that member ID, it's going to take more time for you to get set up for that member ID. And that more time that you take could be the difference between you getting tickets and you not getting tickets. So get that member ID dialed in up front. Now, Thomas from my team let me know his little trick, which is to volunteer for Comic-Con. There are so many events that are happening. There's so many panels happening, so many booths set up. There's so much stuff going on. One of the ways that he's been able to get himself into Comic-Con, maybe you can't get a badge, but if you do offer to volunteer, there's some opportunities for you to maybe volunteer for a few hours and then get into the actual Comic-Con, which is a really cool workaround. So if you can't get a ticket, maybe there's some volunteer opportunities. Search around online. I'm sure you can find some of those opportunities. If you like to go to Comic-Con, you probably know how to find your way around and find some of those opportunities. So check into that. You can get a press badge. So if you have friends, family that might be part of the press, they might be able to slide a badge over to you. So make sure to leverage some of those connections that you have. And hey, maybe you can get a pro badge. Maybe you are in the industry, and the pro badge is really kind of the golden ticket. It's going to get you everywhere that you need to go when it comes to Comic-Con. So with that said, what are some of the other things you need to know? Where do you want to stay when you come here? Obviously, San Diego is an amazing place to live. Like I said, I've lived here for 40 plus years. I love it here. So the natural, most logical place that you're going to stay when you come to Comic-Con is going to be in downtown San Diego. In downtown, it gets broken up into a lot of different little neighborhoods, but the primary neighborhood where all the action is going to be is in the Gaslamp District. So that's where all your shops, your bars, your restaurants, Petco Park where the Padres play, all of that stuff is going to be in that Gaslamp District area. I would say stay anywhere in downtown, just maybe not East Village. If you have not been to San Diego before, you haven't been here recently, East Village can be a little bit of a spotty area. And East Village is typically going to be anything that is east of the trolley tracks. So I believe that's east of Park. So if you're east of Park, just know it's not going to be the best neighborhood. We have definitely have a homeless situation here in San Diego, and there's a lot of it particularly concentrated in that East Village area, so maybe don't stay there. Other places to stay. San Diego has 70 miles of coastline, so maybe you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of downtown. You want to be on the beach. So some of my favorite places on the beach, I was just out at Belmont Park the other night, which is in Mission Beach. That's Belmont Park is where we have this really cool wooden roller coaster, and there's all kinds of games and restaurants and stuff there. So the Mission Beach, Pacific Beach area is kind of the go-to beach area in San Diego, and you're less than 15 minutes away from downtown. So whether you want to take an Uber, you want to drive down there, you could ride a bicycle down there, take a scooter down there. It's a little bit of a scooter ride, but you could do it. You could take that. You could hop on a trolley and get there, which the trolley is one of our forms of public transportation here in San Diego. And there's all kinds of places you could stay. Maybe you don't want to be in the beach in San Diego. Maybe you want to get an Airbnb somewhere else, maybe a little bit more affordable. The trolley goes all the way to University City to the north, kind of La Jolla area. Goes all the way to Santee in the east. and it goes all the way down to the border of Mexico, down to San Isidro to the south. So the trolley can be another really good way for you to get to Comic-Con if you don't want to stay in that downtown area. So maybe you want to pick up an Airbnb in one of those lesser expensive areas if the beach isn't for you. Another really good way for you to find your way to Comic-Con. If you are staying in downtown, there's a lot of options for you. Obviously, you could walk, you could ride a bike. We have rideshare scooters all over the place here in San Diego. So Bird and Lime and all of those. You can hop on a scooter. It's always fun. Now, with that said, Comic-Con's kind of crazy. There's a lot of people on the streets. So I don't know if being on a scooter is the safest with all the cars and the traffic and everything that's going on. But hey, that's an option for you. You could take a scooter. And then we have pedicabs. So rickshaw, pedicab, whatever way you choose to refer to them. But you got kids down there hustling their butts off and clam 2, 3, 4 people onto one of those pedicabs, and they usually have music and lights and all that fun stuff. And they'll drive you or ride you over to the convention center so you can enjoy Comic-Con. We'll talk a little bit about when you get to Comic-Con. What are some of the things that you're going to want to do there? There's the floor, the main floor, which is where all of the booths are, all of the exhibits are, all of that fun stuff. I mean, you're going to spend a day, maybe 2 days alone just cruising around on the floor. There's so much to see there, so much to do. So that's going to kind of be the primary area. Just know when you go in the middle of the day, it's going to be packed. It's going to be crazy. So just be prepared for that. If you want to try to avoid it, maybe you want to go a little early, maybe you want to go a little bit late, but if you go right in the middle of the day, it's going to be packed. So hopefully you bring your patience pants and don't get agitated because there's too many people. You're going to Comic-Con, deal with it, okay? Other things, there's panels. Panels are one of the super fun things to do when you go to Comic-Con. Just know that these panels, some of these you're going to have to get in line hours before. Sometimes you even have to stay overnight if you want to get into some of these panels, especially if there's a super hot new movie that recently came out or that's coming out and you want to see the panel because all the stars of that movie are going to be there. You might have to spend the night. You might have to spend the night on the street. One of the little tips, one of the little tricks with that is that you can maybe have your group of 4 or 5 friends and you guys can take turns. Maybe 2 people wait in line and 3 people go explore the floor and check out some of the booths and all that, and then you swap. And so you can swap waiting in line so that it's not so bad, but it's also, there's a bonding experience, hanging out, playing some games, playing some Pokemon or some Magic the Gathering, or just reading some comics, or just playing on your phone and watching freaking TikTok videos, because TikTok is fun, right? So you can hang out and you can do some shifts, and then know that there's also a lot of events not just happening at the convention center, but there's all kinds of events happening all around downtown. They have events a lot of times inside the stadium where the Padres play at Petco Park. So keep your eye out for other events that are happening, not just inside of Comic-Con, but around Comic-Con. And maybe you didn't get tickets to go to the actual con itself, but you might be able to get tickets to go to some of those events that are happening around Comic-Con. So there's always stuff there. And then my favorite thing to do now is just to people watch. Just get yourself a dinner reservation anywhere in downtown San Diego and just watch, because the people watching at Comic-Con is about as good as it gets. There are so many people that just go all out and get fully decorated and fully costumed up and just go hard and really just get after it. And it's so cool to see so many people coming out of the shell and just having a good time and leaning into whatever character. And you'll see people come as a whole group and everybody dresses up in character as a group. It's so cool to see. So arguably the best people watching I've ever seen. So one of our favorite things to do is just go grab dinner downtown and just try to get a seat on the patio at a restaurant and just watch all the fun stuff happening. I'll give you some tips. I'm a hardcore foodie, so I want to give you some of my favorite restaurants in downtown. And make sure to hang until the end, because I'm going to give you some little secret speakeasies as well. And if you guys are enjoying the content, again, hit that thumbs up button, the little subscribe button to get notified when we drop future episodes of the show. So restaurants. One of the most fun places in downtown is called Basic. And it is literally the most basic looking place possible. It's just a kind of warehouse vibe to it, but they have delicious pizza. It's family style. They have these giant pizzas there. Good drinks, cocktails. They got pool tables. They usually have a DJ. It's super close. It is just maybe 2-3 blocks from the convention center. It's pretty much across the street from the stadium. So basic, super cool place. Come as you are. You don't have to get dressed up or fancy or anything. Really good for going with big groups as well. My favorite fancier place to go downtown is Del Frisco Steakhouse. This one is overlooking the water. There's this really cool ship called the Star of India. So you have a view of the Star of India. You have a view of San Diego Bay. Gorgeous, especially at sunset. They have phenomenal steaks, and my favorite thing there is their crab legs are the best crab legs I've ever had in my entire life. Get their crab legs with a little butter. Phenomenal. Now, again, this is fancy. It's gonna be a little pricey. So if you're balling on a budget, Del Frisco's might not be for you. If you're really into a cool view, these ones are gonna require a little bit of some transportation. You're not walking to these, but you have Costera. These are on a place called Shelter Island. I'm sorry, not Shelter Island, Harbor Island. So on Harbor Island, there's 3 restaurants there. You have Costera, Island Prime, and Sea Level. Costera, Island Prime, and Sea Level. All 3 of them have these like crazy views where you can really take in the whole San Diego downtown skyline. And they have great food. Costera's like an upscale Mexican food kind of place, and then Island Prime and Sea Level are like seafood and steakhouse kind of vibe. So try to get a seat there out on the patio so you can take in the view. And then a couple other fun places. Kettner Exchange is super cool. This is in the Little Italy part of downtown San Diego. Kettner Exchange really has that new, hip, trendy kind of vibe to it. So any one of those places, you're going to have a really good time, and you'll always have some good people watching pretty much anywhere downtown during Comic-Con. Last but not least, want to dive into something that's become kind of cool and trendy in San Diego, our speakeasies. So I have 2 favorite speakeasies that you're going to want to check out, and you're going to want to book reservations for these places well in advance of coming. So check these 2 out. One is called Noble Experiment. Noble Experiment is inside a restaurant called The Neighborhood, and it's kind of it's a speakeasy, right? It's in the back of the restaurant. Got to have a reservation. Don't have a reservation, probably not getting in. I've tried greasing them like $100 at the door, and that wasn't enough. So really, and it's a very, very small place. I don't know the exact capacity, but they make sure it's at capacity all the time. So Noble Experiment, make sure get yourself a reservation early. They have some of the best cocktails in San Diego. I usually like to go and just do bartender's choice and tell the bartender I want something that smoky, whiskey kind of drink with maybe a cherry twist to it, and just let them make it. Phenomenal drinks there. And then another one is called Fake Idol. This one is inside of a restaurant called Craft and Commerce, which is also in Little Italy, not too far from Kettner Exchange. And they have a new speakeasy in the back called Fake Idol. So check those out if you want something. It's a kind of a unique vibe. And if you get into those places, you set it up early, you're going to kind of be the one that everybody's jealous of. How'd you get that? What'd you do? Well, I watched Living in San Diego with Kyle Whissel, and he told me the lowdown, and so I made a reservation early, and now you get to look super cool. So there you have it. There are a ton of tips to help you out and really enjoy your Comic-Con experience here in San Diego. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want more of these videos, hit the subscribe button, the little notification bell. And if you're thinking about living here in San Diego, our real estate team would love the opportunity to help make your dream a reality. Give us a call, shoot us a text at the number down below. That'll connect you with my team, where we can learn a little bit more about you, your goals, and put a plan in place to help you accomplish those goals. Again, I'm Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty Group. Thank you so much for watching this video, your guide to living in San Diego.